Welcome back, everyone. I built a team with double Scarf Dragons. We have Scarf Flygon and Scarf Kyurem. I used to spam the strat all the way back in Gen 7 all the time, and it was so much fun. I'm curious to see whether it can still work now, though. I do have Draco Meteor on Flygon. You might be curious about that. Dragon Claw is just really weak, and I didn't want to lock into Outrage, so even though we have no special attack investment, I think Draco Meteor is going to be better, especially into Pokemon like Lando, which... if we can get rid of Lando here, then we can actually spam Earthquake against this entire team. I definitely need to rely on Ursaluna getting in on Galarian Slowking at some point. Let's predict this Lopunny to lead. And I think I'm just going to lead right off with my Mega Scizor right here. Because they're definitely going to lead off with that. I don't have a Rocky Helmet user to take advantage of this. Probably just going to throw off a Fake Out right away, which is fine. What I'm going to do... let's just go out into my Slowking on that and kind of set up a future sight. Because I don't know if they want to stay in here. It's scary for them. So let's throw off the future sight as they go out into their Galarian Slowking. If I go Ursaluna, they future sight, we're in a great spot. So we do get in for free. There's a future sight going off this turn. I think I just click Facade. I mean, they might go Heatran. That wouldn't be a bad play if they expected the Facade. I could also Headlong Rush. I think they are going to go Heatran because they know they need Lando for my ground type Flygon, so they actually risked Lando, which makes no sense to me. I could have just knocked that out, but it'll still take the future sight here, which is good. It doesn't take a lot though, unfortunately. I'm going to stay in, I think. Okay, they U-turn, so Ursaluna's going to get kind of low here between the future sight and the next burn hit. I should have just Facaded and not overthought that, but I really didn't think they would want to do what they did. It still does a lot. Okay, so let's figure this out now. I think I'll just go straight into my Assault Vest, Hisui, and Samurott, as we actually do dodge a Magma Storm, which is nice. Allows me to throw off a knockoff here. What are you, Bloom Doom? Can I live that? Absolutely not. Okay, so they are able to knock us out, which, you know, should be expected. Let's bring out this here and go right for the U-turn. As they do go hard into Lando. Kind of shows them that I'm Choice Scarf, unfortunately, but that's fine. We can bring out our Kyurem here. They are going to switch. So let's go right for the double into Ursaluna. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And this time, I am just clicking Facade because, yeah, they're going to go Lando. They clearly don't see that this is stopping my Flygon win, so we're able to get rid of that right there, and that actually gives me a chance in this game. I don't know why they're giving me that Mon. It makes no sense at all, but... now that we got caught the first time, I'll make sure that doesn't happen again, right? I guess I just sack Ursaluna at this point. I could keep it to Headlong Rush later. Actually, should I go hard Flygon and throw off an Earthquake? I actually don't hate that play at all. Goes right for Earth Power, nice. So we're going to be able to sort of figure out what this Feeny is right here by clicking Earthquake and seeing how much we do. Maybe it's offensive Tapu Fini and we can do a lot as it is. So that's going to make sure that it can't take Earthquake later. Let's bring out Galarian Slowking. Good double. I don't know if you have Taunt on this set is one thing. As they go right for Chilly Reception. We can defog the hazards later, but for now, I do want to throw off another Earthquake with my win condition here because there's literally no reason not to. They gave me their Lando and didn't care about this Mon at all, so... Tapu Fini here is going to get 2-hit KO'd. I can reveal that I'm Scarfed, I'm sure they are too, but I just want to pick up the kill without having to deal with this thing. Out comes Raging Bolt, which... go U-on, I'm not trying to sack off my Flygon. No idea whether it OHKOs with Earthquake, so what's the point, right? Now I believe I just throw off a Sludge Bomb and weaken this into range if they want to give me the damage, as they do. Nice. So that should be Earthquake range guaranteed now. Even get a Poison, which is good. And we can... they crit me, so I don't get to keep my Slowking. That might end up mattering in terms of dealing with Mega Lopunny, like sacking Pokemon and whatnot, but I do get to bring out my Flygon again. Go right for the Earthquake here. Pick up another KO, and then force out the Mega Lopunny, I think. Which is going to come in. Let's go Scizor here. And I think... I guess I can go for U-turn. We do have Scarf Kyurem too to just win this game with Earth Power. So, like, would they really want to stay in here? Yeah, they go out into that. So I get to go Flygon and Earthquake again. And basically, I think we win the game now because they can't go hard low bunny. It'll get 2-hit KO'd. So they have to sack somebody else. And even if Flygon doesn't end up winning, like I said, Scarf Kyurem is right there to outspeed the low bunny too. That's why double Scarf is so good. You have like so many ways to maintain speed control. Let's just sack off the Ursaluna. I guess I can go Flygon here, or I can go Kyurem and Ice Beam. I think Scizor BP spam is actually the best play though, is it not? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Scizor. Actually, I'll just go for U-turn. We got a crit, but that should have been Earthquake range anyway, so let's go ahead and do that right now. And then we're going to wrap it up with double Scarfs because... I mean, I guess I don't need to. It looks like... Unless they quick attack crit me here, I live anyway, so... We're going to get our chip off, and then... We can go Kyurem here and throw off a Scarf Ice Beam because we are also faster with this, and that'll be the game. Nice. It's taking forever to find games right now because we're actually pretty high up on the ladder. I think I'm like top 100, but hopefully that doesn't mean these games are going to be too difficult. We'll see right here. What I want to do is... Okay, so is this even Veil? Obviously it should be, right? Why else would you run in Alolan Ninetales? But are they going to lead off with that? I feel like they're going to lead off with their Victini for some reason. That's just the feeling I'm getting here. Let's lead off with Flygon. They do lead off with the Veil Setter. I mean, I'm just going to go for U-turn here. It reveals that I'm Scarfed and whatnot, but I don't want to lose my Mon right away. There's the Veil. This is actually really annoying, I'm not going to lie. Let's Chilly out. I think this is going to be that set with like Double Dance and stuff. Which should never stay in here, so... Do I want to double on the Scizor coming in? No double actually helps me. Let's just go right for Freeze Dry and see how they react. Because I don't want to get set up on right away. And I do have Freeze Chance here, which is always a thing. We don't get it, which is, you know, to be expected. This thing's a threat. I think what I do is I go U. Just because I don't want to lose an item. And I'm going to hope this is a slow U-turn. I do have some speed investment on Scizor, I think, but... We actually, do I want to defog the Veil away? Let's just do that. This thing is a pain. So it looks like they're faster, which is good to see. So it goes right for knockoff again. I think Ursaluna will be faster than them, though, and I can Fire Punch here. So let's do that. Are you going to be like a fast close combat variant? No, you would have close combated me right there had you had it. So out comes the Rotom. Is able to eat the hit up pretty well. This could be trying to click Will-O-Wisp. Do I want to risk Flygon right now? Kind of. Goes for Hydro Pump. Okay, so... Not a fan of that. Let's get our U-turn off and... bring you out. As they just Hydro Pump again. Who wants to come out here? Probably Gliscor, right? So let's Future Sight on the Gliscor. And then we'll try to go like Hard Kyurem or something. Would I go Hard Ursaluna? I think that's way better. I don't mind taking a bit of chip if it means I can actually make progress in the game. So now we have Ursaluna up on a turn where Future Sight's going off. So this should be either Rotom or Scizor. I'm just going to throw off a Facade. Okay, so that takes a bit of damage there. I still think I just throw off Facade. No reason to predict. They might just keep in this, but they actually want to sack off their Ledian, which I don't know what this thing is supposed to do, but we get rid of it. Let's just hit that there because they're obviously going for Veil. This Scizor is going to 6-0 me, unfortunately. There's nothing I can do about that. But I have to try to Roost so that way it doesn't. Yeah, I literally don't beat this Mon. Maybe I should make Kyurem like HB Fire. But yeah, I lose. Like I don't see what I do about this. Let's go for U-turn. They Bullet Punch everybody. Yeah, I'm going to change something on the team to go ahead and fix that. So we have Spit Off Moltres on the team now, which will hopefully help mitigate that Mega Scizor issue. At least Flygon's also not our only ground immunity now. Well, let's lead off with the... So possible leads on their end. I could definitely see T-Tar. T-Tar is actually really threatening to everybody. I do have Razor Shell on Samurott, but I don't have Sacred Sword, which makes this game a lot harder. Let's go ahead and lead off with Kyurem here. Potentially just throw off a free Freeze Dry right away, which would be pretty good. Okay, they do lead off with Lando. I don't know if they saw that my pressure went off first, but what I'll do here is just throw off an Ice Beam. This should do a lot to Ferrothorn, even if it's like very bulky. We don't get a freeze, which is fine. Not that I'm expecting a freeze or anything. Let's go Moltres on the spike. We can defog that later. So I can U-turn here. I believe just bring out my Ursaluna and start throwing off strong attacks. I would like to scout for potentially low kick, but I don't know if they're actually going to be running that move. Knock off. Okay, well I could have knocked it out, but I didn't, so here we are. Go Scizor here. I think I'll just throw off Bullet Punch as big ol' Lando, but this doesn't knock me out. Do you have Taunt? No, I'm just going to get a free Roost off on the zone. We do get our defog off. That's all I really wanted, honestly. Like, I should have checked whether I could switch, but obviously, like, why would they bring that out if I could? Unless they're just super bluffing, who knows? But we can bring out Flygon now and go right for a U-turn. I really don't think they would ever stay in with that. And this allows me to bring out Ursaluna here, and we're just going to go straight for a Facade. If they go Landorus, that's great. It'll give me Earthquake spam like the first game. If they decide to go... Clefable is going to be a problem once I lose this, but... Let's go U on the Flash Cannon. You would never do anything else here. Allows me to throw off a U-turn. I guess I could also, like, do something else, but I think U-turn's the best play. Covers Hisui and Samurott. I'm pretty sure this is choice locked into Hidden Power. Actually, wait. No, it only clicked Hidden Power, right? So it's probably choice scarfed. If I had to anticipate. Choice specs would have OHKO'd my Scizor, so there's no way they're choice specs. Let's see though, like... Ursaluna is getting really low, which is scary. I don't want to, like, let it die and then not have any way to break this Clefable. We'll bring it out here. Throw off a Fire Punch on the Magnezone. I think I'm going to end up getting walled by Clefable in this game, is the unavoidable scenario. Because they're just going to Pursuit here, I think. Okay, they actually give me the T-Tart to get up rocks again. So I'm fine with that. That's not the end of the world. It's just, can I beat a Clefable with my current team? I think the answer is a fat no. Maybe I can PP stall it using like Moltres or something, but I don't think I'm beating it without like a freeze. Let's go Kyurem here, throw off a Freeze Dry. Okay, that's fine. They might have Knockoff, which would be annoying for Moltres. I think I'll just stay in and keep attacking, and then... Like, we'll go Molt here. Throw off Flame, right? As we burn Clef, it's clearly Magic Guard, though, so that's not helpful. What does this want to do? Like, I can sit here in front of this Mon forever, but... Like, do you have Knock? Oh, it's Calm Mind. Yeah, I can't beat that set, can I? Okay, well, we actually get the play right, which is funny. But I still don't think I can beat that Mon. Let's go U. Throw off a U-turn here. On the Ferrothorn. Go U again. Click Flamethrower. Goes Clef. This Mon, man. I need to, like... get in Samurott or something. Which, I mean, I could do now, or I can just go Moltres. I mean, a Flygon, too, and U-turn back to this. I don't hate that idea, actually, but I kind of like the idea of going Samurott, too. Let's go Samurott and Ceaseless here. That does a lot, but we'll be able to throw off a Ceaseless Edge on somebody. On Ferrothorn. That's great, but... But Clefable is the issue. I gotta hope that Spidef Moltres can just stall that thing, but I don't think I do ever. It's got 5 soft boileds left. Maybe I can, actually. Let's throw off Sucker Punch here and weaken that. And then, let's see what they react with. Probably Clefable, right? Just because, like, Samurott takes hazards and whatnot. So I go U. I just continue Flamethrowering, really. That's all I can do. We knock that out. Then I go U on this. As they Hydro Vortex me, so I think I'm just going to lose to this, actually. Yeah, there we go. GG. Okay, rough couple games, but we'll see if we can turn it around right here. I am playing pretty high ladder, like I said, so I shouldn't be surprised if the games are kind of difficult. Thankfully, we have a Moltres for this Mega Scizor, so hopefully we won't lose to that a second time. I'm a bit worried about Ogerpon if it has Superpower or Play Rough, for sure. Let's just lead off with Flygon here and see how they want to deal with me. I could totally see, like, Garchomp leading. Maybe Kyurem is better. Yeah, actually, let's lead Kyurem and see how they react to that. Ends up being Glamora, so I'm just going to throw off an Earth Power right now. If it's Sash, then they'll get up their rocks and I can defog them later. Probably in front of, like, Iron Valiant or something like that. So unfortunately, my Spidef Moltres doesn't have Scorching Sands for Iron Moth, so that Mon is a very big threat. I think Flygon can take any one hit unless they're Dazzling Gleam, though, so that should be fine. If they're not Sashed right here or Scarfed, they should go Scizor. If they're Scarfed, though, would you assume I'm Scarfed or not? So it is Sashed. They do throw off an attack. Okay, so I'm just going to knock that out right there. No reason to predict. And let's see what they want to do now. Ogerpon is a threat because my Kyurem got destroyed by Glamora turn 1, but it's still here, and I will preserve it. It's good into mons like Garchomp and potentially Ogerpon if it's weakened. So no reason to just sack it right now, especially because I think Glamora was the rocker, so Kyurem should be able to stick around the entire game if I wanted to. Who's coming out? Ogerpon. Okay, so this makes sense because they know that I'm probably locked in. Otherwise, I would have switched up moves. So if I'm them, I'm cudgeling, right? Do I want to go Samurott? I kind of want to go Scizor, honestly. That does so much, but if I Mega here, I should be able to get a U-turn off. Unless they get the Ivy Cudgel crit, which would just be unfortunate. Don't do that. All I need to do is not get crit right now, and we should be okay. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. No, I'll definitely live, unless that's some, like, insanely low roll. But how much does Mega Scizor's defense stat go up? Scizor... It's a 140. I think Scizor's regular is, like, way lower. 100, yeah, I'm gonna live for sure. Unless the Ivy Cudgel crit me, like I said. And if they stay in right here and I get rid of this Mon, that's huge. This thing is a massive problem, like I said. So out comes their Scizor. I believe... So I actually don't want to go out into Ursaluna. It's one of the mons that can potentially live Iron Moth. I think I'm just going to use my Moltres here and go right for a U-turn. And if they go out into Garchomp, it allows me to bring out my Kyurem again. So let's see, what's the plan? Are you actually going to stay in with your Scizor on a Moltres? Surely not, right? Come on. Why do I feel like they are? No, they don't. Okay, they would go Garchomp, which is the play I expected. And yeah, I think I just go Kyurem and throw off Ice Beam here. I mean, I guess I can double Moltres because Scizor is like the most obvious thing ever. But that doesn't really feel like it does anything. We do 33, so they're super offensive, clearly, from that. You know, I want to make progress. Let's go Ursaluna on the Roost. Okay, well, that's a good double. I wasn't really not expecting that there. Do they OHKO me, though, is the thing. I think they do. I mean, like, Power Whip is so strong. Ogerpon Wellspring. So Ivy Cudgel actually most likely doesn't. They would have to have Power Whip. Yeah, this Ivy Cudgel roll is actually so worth going for. I mean, knowing my luck, they're going to go for Cudgel and get the roll, but... Let's just Facade here. If they Power Whip, they kill me, which is going to be unfortunate, but then I can, like, Roost up my Scizor and try to deal with this using that. I think they're dead here on this. We get rid of Scizor, makes it so that Kyurem is a big threat. But also, Ogerpon can definitely OHKO me now. I don't know what they thought I would do there, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to need Double Scarf to come through to OHKO this Ogerpon, or 2-hit KO it with one of those guys. We do have access to Sucker Punch still, so I'm trying to save that for Iron Moth is the thing. So this is probably going for... SD, but like Moltres isn't useful anymore because this thing is here for Scizor, right? So let's just go out into that. Scizor is another mon that can live a hit from Ogerpon, so there's no reason to use that here. I might as well just go Moltres and throw off Flamethrowers. One attack into this thing, and I believe it's in range of Bullet Punch guaranteed. So it goes right for CC. I am just going to throw off a Flamethrower right away because I don't want this thing to be Encore. And like I said, if they go Ogerpon, then it gives me the damage that I need. So let's just see. They might go Garchomp again. That wouldn't be a bad play. They're going to run out of time at this rate. I don't know why they're taking so long, but throws that off. Can they live this Flamethrower? They can. But based on the CC roll last time, I might live. So let's just try to Flamethrower. They have Knock. Okay, so it's going to have to be a Bullet Punch angle, which I will just click. I'm not trying to throw the game here. They could go Garchomp, but then I'll get Chip on that, which is going to be good for Pokemon like... Well, everything already OHKOs it, so I don't know. But the thing that's scary about that, they actually go Iron Moth right now, huh? Well, I don't want to lose to this, so maybe I Bullet Punch it into range of Sucker. And sack this Mon right here. I think that's the safest play. And then we'll go for like a Kyurem endgame. They don't even get the boost, so... I think we're good as long as I land one Ceaseless Edge, which I will go for here. Because that Spike Up will go a long way. It'll KO Val. And then I think we're in the out of the woods now. We should be fine. I just Sucker Punch the Ogerpon and then Ice Beam everybody. If there's Scarf Outrage, Garchomp or Saluna will take that hit, so it's not like I lose to that at all. But we have no idea what the Garchomp is, right? I think their only play is to go Ogerpon, which should never be able to win unless it's randomly a Trailblaze set. Yeah, if they're Trailblaze, that's scary, but I don't think I've ever run into that, so this should be super over. They're going this, okay. Let's throw off Sucker Punch. They are Trailblaze. Flygon, I need you to tank this. If they crit me, I lose. U-turn kills, right? Okay, I live it. They need to crit me. Power Up might have a roll to kill. I have no idea. U-turn kills. Okay, they don't crit me. Phew. And Ursaluna still stops the Garchomp win. That was scary, man. Why did I even bring up Trailblaze? The one time that it might actually win. If they crit me there, I would have been really annoyed. But it looks like we're going to be winning this game and actually getting some good points off of it. Give me that, and then Ival dies to these spikes. GG. You know, I just realized it's called Ursaluna because that literally translates to Moon Bear. Never thought about that before, but I think that this team can work. It's just about getting plays right with Ursaluna early. Luckily, this team has no Facade switch in, so I don't really have to predict with it. I think that Choice Scarf Kyurem can win too. We just have to scout for stuff like AV Alomomola and potentially like Rotom Heat if it's Spidef. So right here, I'm pretty sure they're going to go for... Let's see if they're Helmet. They're not. I think they're going to try to Toxic, so let's go U. I wish I had the knockoff, but I don't. What are they going to do? I'm just going to U-turn. They could easily double Toxic, is what I'm thinking, but... I'll just go Hisui and Samurott here and try to throw up a Ceaseless Edge. They do go for the flip turn, so didn't want to predict at all. We're going to scout for Stone Edge. I'm not going Moltres. It's such a bad play. Okay, so I think they're just an all-out attacker set, but I'm just going to keep roosting off this damage here. No, this isn't happening, man. And now let's go for Bullet Punch as they go Rotom. Unfortunately, I got the play right. I mean, wrong there, but it's like fine. I don't want to stay in here on Overheat. Yeah, it's going to feel weird, but I'm going to go Spidef Moltres on this. And then maybe get a slow U-turn off here is what I'm thinking. On the Alomomola, and then we can finally start just clicking buttons is the goal. It's actually a fast U-turn, which makes no sense to me, but what that does allow me to do is go out into this for free. And they don't have switch-ins. If I were them, I would just take the overheat damage. This is not taking the hit. Yeah, I mean, if you have Protect, you can stall a turn, but like then you still have to switch in after. Out comes Gliscor, which just dies. Yeah, this matchup is so good. We just go Scizor again and continue roosting on the Morpeko. I mean, that's okay. I think I can either U-turn here, which just feels like a throw because Zamazenta is going to become a problem if I take too much damage. I could also just go hard Flygon as they go out into Rotom Heat. Yeah, like this matchup is so bad for them. I understand what they're saying. Let's just go right for... Let's try to land a Stone Edge. I haven't clicked Stone Edge at all this video. And like I said, getting damage on this thing, that's a really unfortunate miss. But like, Kyurem and Ursaluna win this game, so... We do dodge, so... I mean, they do dodge, but I think the Will-O-Wisp mismattered a bit more. It like, didn't really matter though. I still win with Kyurem. Let's just U-turn now. I believe just go Kyurem and start throwing off Ice Beam. Or we can go for Freeze Dry, I think is better. Should still okay, thankfully they don't have Draco Meteor or Dragon Pulse. I would have been sad. I thought that it might live, but I really didn't want to check at all, if I'm being honest. It's Roost here. Maybe they crit fish. It's not going to work, though. Go Zala Mamola, which is just going to go for a flip turn, obviously. Just keep going Hisui and Samurott. What are you trying to wish past to? Za? That's fine. I'm just going to go for a Ceaseless Edge here and see how they react. We are able to get up a Spike, which is going to matter later. They have 2 close combats left as well, which means I don't know if they want to really click that. We're going to make a play. Okay, they do just CC. I really didn't think they would there, if I'm being honest, just because kind of doesn't make any progress. But let's actually get another kill now with Facade and stop playing games. I don't think I needed Hisui and Samurott, so that should be fine. Sacks off the Lottie. 1 close combat left, so that thing is not going to be a threat very much longer, is what that means. And then once I chip it again, then we can just win with Kyurem. I'm keeping Flygon healthy just in case it matters into more Pico in the endgame. Doubles into Rotom. I don't really care whether Bullet Punch kills or not. Like, I don't think it does that thing, so I should just go out into Moltres here on the Overheat, which I'm not going to let happen. We were faster, I believe, so once again, I just kind of do this and then click Facade. Doesn't crit me. A crit there could have been annoying, but didn't happen. Sack off this Moltres to Black Hole Eclipse. Okay. And then Scizor U-turn is always the play here, I think. Because Zamazenta has 1 close combat left. It's not a problem. Oh, it's special, huh? Okay, that's so weird. Anyway, let's go Flygon and throw off a U-turn. Or I guess I can just Earthquake this and then spam Freeze Dry too. That's not a bad game plan. It has Ice Fang out of everything. But I think I just go Scizor here, U-turn on this. Go U, throw off a Facade, and yeah, we're still going to win. I just played it super safe, so nothing was going to go wrong here, but yeah, we're good to go. Goes right for the Crunch. I believe Ice Beam just kills from 45, so we're going to go for that. But we can still Bullet Punch if it doesn't, so... Ended up being really close, but like I said, I was just playing safe to guarantee the game. Alright, we have what'll probably be the final game for the video. Let's see what we can do right here. I would love to pick up a win, because then we would stay positive. I'll lead off with my Flygon. I actually do have this player's team, but I'm not going to look at it. Not going to look. Because I don't really want to do that to one of my subscribers, I'm going to be honest. They literally posted it in my Discord server, but I really don't remember any of the sets. I just know that Raging Bolt might have a Z move, because we talked about that, and I don't know which set they're running. Let's go for U-turn here. My game plan into this Mon is probably just get a Flame Body, I'm not going to lie. So we actually do get the immediate Flame Body on the U-turn, which sucks for them, but I think I kind of had to go for that there. I think I'm just going to throw off a U-turn. Like, I don't have a switch into this. Yeah, let's just go ahead and U-turn on that. And then bring out Ursaluna. I believe I'm just going to go right for the Facade here. They might just Moonblast me, which would be a smart play. But I think they're going to try to go Molt. If it actually ends up being Rillaboom, this thing is going to fall over. Good night to that. Yeah, Headlong Rush was kind of pointless there because they have an immunity and a decent switch in Rillaboom. So Off to a great start, obviously. I can still keep Ursaluna healthy for Diancie later. Would have been a bit tricky had they stayed in, but thankfully they didn't do that. So what now? Are they going to bring out Raging Bolt and try to Dragonium Z me? Could see that for sure. Because that should kill from 94. Ursaluna has no bulk investment, so I don't think there's any shot that I'm tanking that. It's looking really good for potentially Scarf Kyurem with ice moves, though. I really like that idea. So out comes Raging Bolt. This has to be dropping a Z move here, is what I'm thinking. Let's go Scizor. Oh, just a raw Draco. Okay, so maybe it's not dropping a Z move. Just throw off a U-turn. They do also get the Flame Body, but like mine mattered more, let's be honest. Urshifu was a gigantic threat. Just bring out Ursaluna now and go right for the Facade again. I don't think there's any real reason to over-predict here, because Facade is going to do huge damage to everybody, and that's kind of what I need. I think they're going to... Okay, they do go right for the Flamethrower, and we're just going to knock them out, I believe. There we go. I try to play in a way where I don't really make too many aggro plays and just make the play that always gives me value. Like, I can click Headlong Rush against Diancie, but they have good plays into that. Whereas even if they stand with Diancie, I still get like 80% off on it with Facade, right? And that puts it in range of stuff like Sucker Punch, Scarf Kyurem guaranteed. Just a great scenario there. So I think their Urshifu is probably scarfed on this team just because... I mean, it did 6 to Moltres on a 4x resist. I don't know what that means, but... Okay, so Bandit would have done a lot, so it is scarfed, I believe. Does Moonblast really pick up this KO? Ursaluna, Diancie, Mega. It most likely does, so... I guess, like, I can keep it to damage the treads later, but I'm trying to debate whether that's even worth doing. I don't really see any value in this burned Scizor, so I'm just going to go out into that here. We're just going to Bullet Punch for chip. And yeah, Flygon time. They don't have Earthquake switch-ins, so goes out into... Are you Air Balloon? Okay, well, this thing is going to die to 2 of these, so goodbye to that. I think we just win, guaranteed. Let's just go Moltres here and use that as fodder because I really don't need it for anything. Go U and Earthquake again, and we should be in the clear here for sure. That Flame Body really helped because they could have tried to double into Urshifu multiple times had it not been burned, but getting the immediate Flame Body just denies any value from that mon. Can it tank too? No, it can't, so it doesn't even matter. I'm just going to put GG in the chat now. We'll just Earthquake this, go Kyurem, and we will Earth Power for the entire game. And that'll be that right there. So we're able to end off on a win, and I believe we went 4-2. So I'm really happy about that. I did hope you all enjoyed this. Like I said, kind of an unconventional strat, double Scarf Dragons, but I think that can catch a lot of people off guard, and they will just leave in Pokemon that they expect to outspeed and lose games because of it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'll see you next time. Later.